So I started this blog over a year ago, but I want to step back and recap for a moment. I recall saying recently in my depression video, is if you remove sources of inflammation in your body, it can change the path and course of your health and life. And I meant it, but I want to give some examples here. So recently I'm seeing this patient and I'm in a small room with a child and I'm talking to a mom. And the child, who I'm seeing for allergies and they're covered in eczema rashes, the child is in the middle of us and they're going back and forth. They're running and smashing into the wall, turning around, and just they keep doing this. They're going whoosh, 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 and they just kept doing it. And I was kind of flabbergasted. I just kept talking to the mom and she didn't do anything. She didn't do anything other than after a while she paused, looked at the child, smiled, and laughed. Obviously she was used to this. To me, this is inflammation at its best, or worst actually, because as I say, inflammation is probably one of the biggest causes of every disease and health problem. Unfortunately, I don't get a lot of time to stop for an hour, put on my functional medicine hat, and really talk with people about inflammation and all the causes and the things you can do, unfortunately. And that's why I make these videos, because I want to get the information out to all the people I don't have time in my job to talk to, and then anyone that's willing to listen. So, flashback or forward, I was seeing a very similar patient about a few years ago. Same situation, they had really bad allergies, asthma, eczema, and they were just bouncing off the walls in the room, jumping all over the furniture, and I'm trying to talk to this mom, and I did take the time to talk a little bit about inflammation, and I recommended that they try to go without gluten and dairy for as long as they could, hopefully a month, and just see if it made any changes. So I actually saw the patient for follow-up, and mom came in and she was exaggerating a little bit, but she said to me, her exact words were, "So I've gone gluten-free, dairy-free strictly for a week for her child, and his allergies are 100% better. His asthma is 100% better. His eczema is 100% better. And his behavior." And we both looked over at the child, and he's sitting on a chair, just very patiently, quietly watching the TV. Totally different kid. And this was 1 week of some diet changes. So again, as I said, inflammation, removing inflammation can change the course of your health in your life. I never saw these people again, but think about it. If he feels a lot better, he's on a lot less medicine and all the side effects of those. If he can sit still in school and not get in trouble and actually learn and what that do to his self-esteem, it can change the course of your life. It's profound. So one last example. So I had a friend for a long time, spent a long time with them, and they weren't a patient, they weren't asking my advice, but you know, they just never felt good, and they always told me that, my stomach, and oh, these rashes, and their mood was up and down, and you know, after a while, you know, I don't like to give advice to everyone, especially if you don't want it, because a lot of people don't want to hear it and don't want to do it. But I finally said, you know, I would love to see how you would feel if you gave up gluten for up to a month. Really, I said, you know what? I dare you. You know, if you can watch the fast food and processed snacks and just watch what you eat, and really if you could avoid gluten, I dare you. I'd love to see how you felt. So sure enough, I started to see some changes. Wasn't doing fast food all the time and was, you know, having all these healthier snacks and gluten-free snacks, and I noticed I was able to watch them for, oh my gosh, like a year and a half of feeling better, the complaints going away, mood was just better, and I watched them, even though they didn't need to, I watched them lose like 50 pounds over a year or so, and I watched people ask them, what did you do? What did you take? And the answer wasn't what they wanted to hear. It was just changed what I ate. they went off their medications, and I just truly watched their life, this transformation of their life and their health. So cool, so empowering. So while I know that there's so many things that maybe you can't change with your life or your health, I want to point out that inflammation is a big deal, and whatever you want to do, if you want to do it and put your mind to it, you can do it. The sky's the limit. Research shows that clicking the thumbs up and subscribe button will make fingers healthy and strong, and besides, it's free.